The next story is an unsolved case where a mysterious man was found murdered in the beach. In the early hours of December 1st, 1948, the body of an unidentified man was discovered laying against a seawall on Somerton Beach in Adelaide, Australia. He appeared well dressed, wearing a suit, pressed shirt. There were no signs of violence, no visible wounds, and no indication of struggle. At first glance, it looked as though the man had simply laid down and died quietly. When the police examined the body, they found something deeply unusual. Every label had been carefully removed from his clothing. There was no wallet, no identification, no personal papers, no marks that could easily trace him to a home or a workplace. His fingerprints were taken, but they matched no records in Australia or internationally. Despite an extensive search, no missing persons reported seemed to fit him. The autopsy raised even more questions. The man was physically fit, with strong calves and feet that suggested he had been athletic or a dancer. His organs were congested, particularly his spleen and liver, which pointed towards possible poisoning. However, toxicology tests at the time failed to identify any known poison. The coroner could not determine a clear cause of death and officially ruled it as unknown. Weeks later, investigators made a discovery that transformed one of the most famous mysteries in Australian history. Hidden in a small sewn pocket inside the men's trousers was a tiny rolled piece of paper with the words Taman Shud. Tamamshud. Printed on it, the phrase was Persian and translated roughly to ended or finished. To a rare editor of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. Months after the discovery of the note, a man came forward claiming he had found a copy of the Rubaiyat in the backseat of his unlocked car. Around the time of death, the final page had been torn out, matching the paper found on the body. Inside the book was a strange series of letters arranged in lines appearing to be some kind of code. Despite efforts by the military intelligence and cryptography experts, the code was never conclusively deciphered. The mystery deepened when the police located a nurse named Jessica Thompson who lived near the beach. She admitted to owning a copy of the Rubaiyat and had once given it to a man whose identity she refused to explain. When shown a plaster cast of the deceased man's face, she reportedly appeared shocked and distressed, nearly fainting. She denied knowing him, yet her reaction raised suspicion that she recognized him. Over the decades, theories multiplied. Some believed the Somerton man was a spy during the early Cold War, using coded messages and untraceable poisons. Others suggested a tragic love story, a suicide staged to appear mysterious.